Hey, what's up, boxing world? Word on the street is Errol the True Spence Jr. is getting ready to make a comeback. As we all know, we have not seen Errol the True Spence Jr. for about 2 years since the last time he took on that terrible loss against Terrence Bud Crawford. And ever since then, Errol Spence has been pretty quiet, especially in the first year since he took that loss against Terrence Crawford. And it's been only around these last 6 to 8 months that Errol Spence has been bringing out videos about him trying to be in shape and working out and dieting and looking more slim. But he never really brought out a video that's gonna say that he is getting ready for a fight until recently. He just brought out a video about him sparring a fighter that's supposed to be fighting in Texas. So Errol Spence is helping this fighter train for a fight. So this is good news if you're an Errol Spence fan like I am, because we have not seen him fight for 2 years. That's a very long time. I already thought that he already retired. And knowing that Errol Spence is sparring says a lot because he's doing it with a young fighter. I believe he's 10-1. So that's early in the stage of his career. That means the fighter is young. And last time I checked, you have to be really fit. You have to be really in shape to spar and to go a lot of rounds. Even if you're in great shape, if you spar one round, man, you're gonna be so tired. I swear, you can go to the boxing gym, train 2 or 3 hours straight, hitting the mitts, the punching bag, the speed bag, everything. And you go in the ring and spar for 2 rounds for 3 minutes, you're gonna be way more tired sparring for those 6 minutes than training all those hours. And do you guys know Dragon Ball Z, when Goku and Vegeta are always training and they're always sparring, they're always starving, they're always cleaning a lot. That shit is real. I digress a little bit. I'm getting somewhere with this. So Errol Spence has been training to come back to fight because he has to go a lot of rounds with that young guy. So if Errol Spence isn't shape enough to spar, I am pretty sure he's gonna want to come back to fight somebody. I know a lot of people say that he's gonna fight Sebastian Fundora, and I know Errol Spence is Mr. No Tuna, and the Sebastian Fundora fight is not confirmed. I just said that because Errol Spence actually went into the ring to face off with Sebastian Fundora when it was his last fight. And I've been a boxing fan for a long time. More often than not, when they do a face-off like that, that is the next fight that's gonna happen. But the problem with that is, that was a while ago, and I think Fundora already had a fight after that. But not only did Errol Spence bring out the video about his sparring the young fighter, he also brought out a message about him with a wounded shark that said 154 or 160 pounds. To me personally, I believe he put that strategically, because I believe Errol Spence knows that the 154-pound division is way more dangerous than the 160-pound division, respectfully. And I say that because Errol Spence says that he does not do any tune-ups, because there is no tune-up in the top 10 at the 154-pound division. I believe the biggest threat that Errol Spence can face at the 160-pound division is Lara, and Lara is already at the tail end of his career. To be honest, I love Errol Spence. I always been a big Errol Spence fan. I actually went to the Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. I didn't know Boxing Eagle was there. You should have hit me up, dog. But I believe Errol Spence is actually fighting an uphill battle. He has been out of the ring for 2 years, and there's nothing but sharks at the 154-pound division. He's gonna have to be fighting fighters like Mannys is. And the Sebastian Fundora fight is not confirmed. I just said that because Errol Spence actually went into the ring to face off with Sebastian Fundora when it was his last fight. Hey, we don't really talk smack here in Mannys Boxing World. We just go by the numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Look at Mannys' resume. How many tune-ups has he had? But yes, anybody that Errol Spence fight at the 154-pound division is gonna be very dangerous. But I believe he should not fight Sebastian Fundora. If he wants to go the route of him not having any tune-ups, do not fight Sebastian Fundora. Because I know Errol Spence said that he wants to fight either at 154 or at 160. I still believe Sebastian Fundora is trickier than anybody at 154 or at 160. But I also do see another problem. Errol Spence came from fighting at 147. That's when he took his first loss against Terrence Bud Crawford. So he's gonna be skipping 154 to go to 160. Yes, it's more weight, but the opposition is less. You know what? I just thought about it right now. A perfect fight for Errol Spence. why doesn't he fight Madrimov? Because that's the fighter that Terrence Crawford fought. And if he beats Madrimov, we're gonna want to watch the rematch between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I mean, Madrimov, some people say that he beat Terrence Crawford. He did go tooth and nail against Terrence Crawford. It was a very close fight, so people say that he lost. I believe if Errol Spence fight Madrimov, it's a winnable fight for Errol Spence, and it's not gonna look like a tune-up. It's gonna look like a real fight. He's just getting his feet wet. But to tell you the truth, I am a real big Errol Spence fan, but I really do not know what kind of version of Errol Spence we're gonna get because of the 2-year layoff, the ring rust, and he did come out of his worst performance ever. Errol Spence just did not lose every single round to Terrence Crawford. He got TKO'd. But what do you guys think Errol Spence Jr. should do? Should he fight somebody at the 154-pound division? Because even their journeymen are tough. Or should Errol Spence skip 154 and go all the way to 160? Because I believe there's less opposition there. Remember guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow. And remember this, I ain't the biggest, I'm the baddest. And if you want to help out your boy, throw $1 at the Super Thanks. You gotta roll. Peace.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!